Hey, what's up? Welcome to this apologetics series we're doing with Chapel Youth, where we get to dive in to some of the deeper questions surrounding our faith, theology, what we believe, and how it applies to your life specifically. We're going to start with a very basic concept today, and it's really just answering the question, how can I trust in the existence of God? There's a lot of different arguments and a lot of different questions that come to play when we're talking about the existence of God. If there is a God, why can't we see him? Why can't we observe him? Why can't I fully understand him? Why is there evil and why is there suffering in this world? Why would God even let that happen? Why are people poor? Why is there disease? Why is there sickness? And the speculation goes on and on and on. We're going to get to all of these objections to God's existence in future videos, but we really want to stay rooted right now and right here in the probability that God even exists base level. There is a study that was done in the 1980s, and I want to get these names right. It's Fred Hoyle and N. Chandra Wickramasinghe. And they did a study where they calculated the probability of life existing by happenstance. So I'm not even making an argument against other world religions. I'm not even making an argument against Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, as far as which God is right, which God is wrong. What we're doing today is setting the precedence for the existence of God. Really, we're doing that by eliminating other options because due to this study, there really is no other option left on the table other than there was a intelligent being beyond our human capability that created and authored life. They did a study which determined the chances that life would have come to be just by natural processes. In other words, the percentage or the chance that life would have come to be just by accident or by happenstance. What they discovered was actually pretty amazing. There is less than a 1 in 10 to the 40,000th power. I just want you to try to even comprehend that number because you won't be able to, no matter how much you sit here and think. And you might not even understand really how big that is, but we're going to get to a little bit of an example in just a couple of seconds. There is a less than 1 in 10 to the 40,000th power that you came to exist in a purely accidental way. Just so you know, that number, 10 to the 40,000th power, is a 1 with 40,000 zeros behind it. You can't even imagine how big that number is. To give you an idea why this number is beyond the bounds of what we can comprehend, there are 10 to the 80th power, so 80 and 40,000 are very different numbers. This is a 1 with 80 zeros behind it. Remember, the odds are a 1 with 40,000 zeros behind it. There is a 1 to the 1 in 10 to the 80th power chance that you would mark an atom in the universe and then find that atom, meaning there are 10 to the 80th power atoms in the universe. The probability is unimaginably small that you came from accident. It's basically impossible. So basically, there is a tiny, tiny, tiny ounce of faith to believe that something or someone created the universe. But there's a whole lot more faith required to believe that all you observe truly came from nothing. A quote from these two scientists reads, "Life cannot have had a random beginning. The trouble is that there are about 2,000 enzymes, talking about a DNA strand, and the chance of obtaining them all in a random trial is only 1 part in 10 to the 40,000th power, an outrageously small probability. The fact is that this number is effectively zero. So yes, it takes a small measure of faith to believe in a massive God, but it even takes bigger faith to believe that there is no God." Have a great day.
Don't